I'm thinking that the guy that's looking for
Yeah. Are you gonna finish that thought, or should I say welcome to the Gordox Pub?
well, I'm gonna finish that thought when things settle down because there's some wildness going on now. No, I was thinking about like the guy that's sends shoes out, the guy that's behind shoes or above shoes or the next level up.
Oh, okay. That guy.
The doctor said he was a doctor.
I literally don't remember. I mean, I know who you're talking about. I thought he was more of a businessman, but whatever.
What?
He has a doctor. He has doctors working for him.
Then I guess there's another level that I don't know about. Like the person that's having the blood runners abducted so that he can learn stuff on them. I thought that was a doctor.
Nope. He has doctors working for him. I mean, he might be called a doctor. I don't remember. Hi, Adam. Adam says, beep.
I think he's excitedly saying bread.
Yeah, I know.
You think the emphasis would be on the T's, but...
There's only one T, and you got it right.
Well, there's only one E. Or B, or R.
There's only one...
So, you know.
Yeah, so I saw these Shriekers Skittles, and it says that some are so sour they will make you shriek. Now,
Did they?
I don't know. I haven't opened them yet.
Well,
We got rattled raspberry, ghoulish green apple, citrus stream, shocking lime, and spine-tingling tangerine. Really? They couldn't go with, like, terrifying tangerine? I mean, whatever.
yeah, right, because the spine part is
Okay.
not an alliteration, right?
Yeah. Adam, I can wait. I don't mind. Although now my mouth's
So you
watering.
want to say how the bread? Is that what you're saying? Well, you got to come over here to do that. I'm not kicking you down.
Okay. Oh, that's not what I wanted.
I got to confess, I haven't actually read more of the script.
Oh, that's fine.
Things have been hectic.
Oh, no. Let's make this dog. You don't do much in color.
Okay. Now, I don't know if it's like some massive flavor is like one particular, or if it's you know like Doritos had those one Doritos where like certain ones were spicy and they were mixed in with regular ones.
Eli was trying to come in and tell you that he had been to Jared, which is his buddy that's got the construction company. But he was in the middle of an ice cream sandwich which he left on the table, and the dog is like, "Oh, look, an ice cream sandwich."
Yep.
Because the dog eats everything, like everything. I've never seen a dog be so excited about a piece of frozen broccoli before. Like,
And that one's a little sour. Ah, Ah, stop that. Adam, I think it was. Wait. What? Yeah, we have sour bread. Oh. Okay, let me see. I'm going to get the same color. That was green apple. Now we got to know if it's all the green apples that are just, or if or if it's just the one. No. Oh, the dad jokes are strong tonight. I apologize to anyone else who watches the show.
Did I say he was in the middle of an ice cream sandwich, or he's in the middle of eating an ice cream sandwich?
I don't know. Well, that green apple wasn't super sour, so yeah, I guess it's just.
But he'd probably be happy in the middle of an ice cream sandwich. So yeah, I mean, he may not be an ice cream sandwich, but he might wear one.
Oh.
At least for a little while. I would say until it melts, but there's been experiments lately that prove that ice cream sandwiches don't melt. Same thing with drumsticks. You can leave them out for like days. Well, he's not going to melt after the dog gets a hold of him, but I don't know. I think he might even fight the dog if the dog tried to attack him as an ice cream sandwich. Both of them love their food.
Okay, something sour. Oh,
that's the face. That's the face of our doom stream.
Yeah, oh. Go. Oh, yeah.
That breath sounds like French ice cream.
Oh, that was interesting. Wow. I've had worse Skittles, so
yeah, I like these. These are good. Yeah. Not a sponsor, but they could be. And yeah, delightful.
Ah. Now I don't want to chug all those because yeah, it's kind of like that, Adam. Yeah, it was like I can't. I tasted all the different colors, and some of them of the same color. Some were way more sour than others. So, which, if you just chug, assuming you don't get a whole bunch, you're gonna kind of negate some of the tartness.
That doesn't look like chicken to me. It doesn't melt either, but it doesn't look like chicken. Somebody actually.
That doesn't look like my drumsticks.
Well, there are several different kinds. Jordan Peterson was pointing out that the actual they can't call it ice cream. So if you look, it doesn't say ice cream on the container.
Oh, that's delightful.
And it says it like real small where it does say what it is. But it's got less than, I think, like 5% milk fat in it. Oh yes. And I'm often proven wrong and squashed. So I win this time.
Uh, oh,
All right, let's put this back where it belongs now.
oh.
It's funny how the American language has words for two different things that are the same word.
I hate it when you got a word that means its exact opposite. It sucks. Contronyms,
Yeah.
yeah, those things are freakish. Ugh.
This look like your drumstick?
Those are better ones. I'm just saying.
They're not any better. They're not any better.
It's got nuts though.
Ostensibly.
Hey,
So do I.
we'll share that bad boy.
I can't show you because then we'll definitely get fucking banned. We'll definitely get a strike, and I don't want anybody to strike my nuts.
Some people pay extra for that. Just saying. Ah,
Yeah, I had that out at the beginning of the stream, but you were the only one on stream and you watched. This one, and I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it right now because I've not gotten up to the number I need for either place. By the time that I do, I'm imagining that I'm probably going to have another painting in this sitting.
Hey, Rich, I got
Eli wanted me to do a Batman.
a question for you, Rich.
You got a question? I
yeah,
don't know
please.
if I have an answer, but okay.
well, I know how you love the hero's journey. And
How what?
how you love the hero's journey.
Oh,
Yeah.
Hero's Journey. Hero's Journey.
Yeah.
You know, it's not the principle. It's the principle. It's not the actual. I don't know. I don't think it should be used as a recipe. I understand that when it's like was it David Farland was talking about not theme. Maybe it was theme, where you don't look for the theme. It just happens organically throughout the story, and then you find out what the theme.
I think that was Orson Scott Card, but
It was David Farland too. It may
Okay,
not have
that
been.
could be.
It may not have been theme, but it was a different element. I think that's the case with the hero's journey is that there are people that built stories on them, and there's a lot of people that swear religiously you have to go by that, but you don't.
Right.
And I think that Campbell just collated a bunch of stories and broke them down, and then tried to fit stuff in a box. And I just have a problem with people have, like, oh, it has to be in that box. There's just other ways of writing a story that Campbell doesn't cover.
I completely agree. And Adam said, "Oh my God, don't start." But this is like legit, like 100% legit question observation.
Oh,
So, my son was given an assignment to break down a story using the hero's journey. And so we were talking about this, and I was telling him, I was like, well, at some point during this discussion, we started talking about video games. Because video games tell stories, but I would argue I don't think they can have all the parts of the hero's journey because they don't make sense. Because like the darkest night part of the hero's journey, where you think the hero can actually lose, is every time you get low on health, and it doesn't have the same emotional response normally, and I just. Story-wise, I don't think you can do it in a video game. I just really don't.
There are a lot of video games that have story segments.
Yep.
So like you reach a certain level and there's a story segment.
Right.
You could scare the fuck out of a player by reaching a segment and then all of a sudden they kill their character. And then the character wakes up after that in a hospital room or whatever, and they need to do stuff to get over it. But like I guess it's possible, but it would only work once.
Yeah, okay.
What do you think?
I mean, anything's possible. I don't think that one.
So I do use pencil extenders sometimes, but generally for colored pencils. I have a pair of them. So yeah,
he was just trying to change the subject as much as possible.
Well, I was answering him literally because other people may or may not care. That's fine. Well, I guess that's strictly true. Other people will or will not care.
But
I don't think
know
they're ever going to come in at a half a good point.
I mean,
What's that?
I always enjoy it because I know I can bring up the hero's journey. And then, it's almost like a Pavlovian response. And then you go in and tell everything about it, and it's always entertaining. And we've argued about it before, I suppose, but I really wasn't arguing. I'm not arguing about it at all now. I'm not going to argue. We were really thinking about it, and I was like, I mean, I guess anything's possible to some degree. I saw a video that said the guy was saying he can think of one game that does second person kind of okay, like a second person shooter type situation, which is just weird.
Second person shooter?
Yeah.
I don't know. Because
first person shooters are obvious and third person shooters are obvious, but second person shooter shouldn't work. And there was a game he was playing.
How are you going to show yourself? Because the game, that would be the player, right? You do this and you do that.
I forget what game it was. It was some game where it's kind of like Quantum Leap, where you kind of take over people's bodies and stuff, and at some point you're chasing yourself. Right? What?
So that'd still be third person or first person, though.
Well, okay,
you would take over somebody else's body, but you would still be you.
Right, but there's one section where the player that you're controlling is you. So you're controlling the car that's being chased, but you're doing it from the viewpoint of the chaser. It's weird. And it's only for one section of the game. And I'm like, so you're driving your car remotely,
but it's weird. And even the guy on the video is like, I'm not sure this necessarily qualifies. And I was like, yeah, I don't know if it does either. But I mean, it's an interesting mental exercise. I don't think it's going to make you a better writer necessarily, but it's one of those things kind of interesting.
I tried one short story. I think it was a flash fiction that I wrote in second person, just for the gimmick. And I thought it worked. Nobody else did, so I just wrote it off as it didn't work.
Emerson, have you seen these story building card decks? I've seen advertisements for them. They've been around for decades. Like, I can remember being young, like little, and seeing some in some advertised in magazines, like old magazines that my grandfather had, and not the good ones that I wanted to look at, but the boring ones.
So you wanted to look at your grandfather's porn?
I'm saying that they had very interesting articles. Thank you. My grandfather was, he fancied himself a photographer. I mean, he was an eye doctor.
That's even scarier.
He had a dark room in the basement and everything, and which was pretty scary getting to. But I remember one day we're having dinner at my grandparents' house, and I look over, and I think I nearly just let my food drop out of my mouth because I suddenly realized that on the bookshelf behind my grandfather was just the spines of every Playboy possible. I was just like, what? That doesn't say. It does say that. I'm just, floored. But the part about them being in the dining room, which was weird, was you couldn't touch them. Why do the story building card decks make you sad? I've seen them in dice. I've seen them as random story, story prompts. That's it. That's what it is.
I thought you were gonna say generators.
Well, I guess you can have generators.
Yeah, they're just not computerized, right?
So, some of it depends on how much you want to rely on it. I don't own one. I don't feel the need to own one, but I'm not gonna crap on anyone else's process. If they want to use them, whatever. Why not? I guess.
Story generator?
Well, no.
Like that LGBT, whatever the hell it is. LGBT.
Story generator sounds a little too close to AI writing you a story. That's not what I mean. If you go to like the one, I don't know, you can find like name generators and stuff that when you get stuck, and when I've gotten stuck on a name, I've used those before. If nothing else, to try to get me to
the only time I've ever used a name generator for a story, it was because it was a Russian name or something like that I needed. I usually like to have meaning behind the names,
right.
whether it's overt, like in your face, or whether it's kind of for those that bother to see how much deeper the story can be.
Right. Okay, legit, these may be my favorite Skittles. And here's why. Because I know some of these are sour, every one of them makes my mouth water before I eat it. And I swear it makes it taste more like it just. I'm digging this. This is a cool experience. I'm sad that these will probably just be a limited edition thing, but wow. Oh, yeah. That's a sour one. Yeah. Yeah, that's the face of enjoyment. Mm. Yeah, so earlier, Rich, I was sitting up here getting stuff ready, and the child that I thought was feeling better was in the bathroom just working up trying to work up his toenails. It's like, God. And then apparently he went downstairs, and by the time he got downstairs, he's like, oh, nope, and went right out the door and worked outside. God. So the plague is upon my house, and it's fun. It's especially fun when it's 90 billion degrees outside.
All right. I've been told I puke like a dinosaur. I guess it's been known to scare my kids.
Yeah. Rich, I'm speaking for you. Ugh.
You remind me I need a disclaimer. I do not like Batman with real ears and bat ears.
Okay.
Well, I put that out there because there's a trend. Jim Lee draws him with real ears. So there's a lot of people that have been following Jim Lee's lead. And they do like ears below the ears, and to me that's kind of defeats the purpose of having that costume. But like, if you're gonna do ears like that, why not just have the ears cut out? If we're not really hiding the color of Batman's face or anything. Also, don't see him as a Bane-sized dude, which is now the new Batman, I guess, is huge.
Oh, yeah. Ugh.
But I think that if Batman were, the size, a massive size of a bodybuilder, like heavyweight class bodybuilder, then
Bruce Wayne would stick out too much.
yeah, Bruce Wayne would pretty much stick out. And why would you need a bodyguard? He would look like a bodyguard, right?
Adam is also not a fan of the beefy bat.
Yeah, like Rob Liefeld is showing some, I guess, new Batman that DC is going all in on and hoping that it'll be the savior of the company, I guess. But I don't know. It's kind of like Star Wars for me. You can only be burned so many times. There used to be a saying, once it's my fault, or once it's your fault, twice is mine. So, are you a fan of the big long ass cape?
No, because it makes no sense.
Well, yeah, it kind of does to a point, but it doesn't make sense if it stays long while he's standing. So, like, it makes sense as in if the cape extends or unfolds, or like, was it the Keaton movie where they had like wireframes? No, that was the. The Dark Knight. From the Dark Knight, where he had the costume with the cape that snapped into a wing. Like,
well, I mean,
or whatever.
I mean, that was kind of in the Batman, but it was more fully developed in the Dark Knight when it has that electrical like switch that.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but what I'm saying is, like, if that makes sense, if you're able to do that with your cape, able to hold it in certain positions or whatever. Batman endangering the lives of children. Are you sure that's not Azrael? Because Azrael, when he was Batman, did.
I think he was saying that his kids had his kids had that rant that Batman was the worst superhero, which is weird because I would have said, I mean, Daredevil is kind of stupid, and so is the Punisher. But that's just.
Oh no, Punisher's one of my favorites.
Well, you're talking about never learning his lesson or growing as a person.
He's not a superhero, by the way, and he
That's
does actually grow as a person. He's tormented by things. He's got a mental illness, and that's okay because that's part of his character. But he does learn and grow, and well, he did. I mean, I guess it depends on who the writer is, and they pretty much utterly destroyed him anyway. So,
and really worse than Booster Gold.
But the Punisher is not a superhero.
That's
he
true.
has no superpowers. He's not supposed to be a superhero. Batman isn't either. Batman should have been dead plenty of times when somebody throws him off of a roof or through a wall and he lands and bounces off the car or whatever. I'm not buying that you can see his veins through his suit and it's tough enough to protect him.
True story. Bruce Wayne has all the resources in the world to make the city better. He could literally buy out all the criminals and clean up the city. He squanders it on toys and runs around in underwear at night punching people.
So that's the mistake in that, is that you're assuming that the criminals are about money and not about power. Crime bosses aren't just about money. It's about power. Yeah, Iron Man Iron Man is actually also not a superhero. He's got a super suit. But you know, they used to, it's kind of what the tell was, right? You had heroes, then you had superheroes, and then you had aliens.
Well, that's one of the things I never understood about the X-Men and the whole everyone hates mutants thing. I'm like, I get some are deadly, but
well,
and some are
because they wanted to show it's a direct allegory on prejudice, racism. I like prejudice better because racism implies there's more than one race. But.
Well, what kind of bothered, I mean, I still say most of those things would not make you a pariah. They would make you a celebrity. And, you know, I mean, oh no, my child is stronger than the entire lineup of the, New York Jets by himself. Oh no, whatever will he do? Will he go into football and dominate? Will he go into boxing and dominate? I'm sorry, they would all be making tons of money. Like, why would you ever rob a bank when you could just go be the best paid athlete ever?
Well, that's assuming that it's robbing banks or again, control, power, having power. That's what the mutant liberation was about, is power and getting back, killing the prejudice people.
Well, I'm just saying, I don't think I can get when a mutant looks nasty and weird and gross, I get it, whatever. Or when, they're somehow deadly without being under control. But
how do you feel about the boxing thing in the Olympics this year?
That was ridiculous. And
how do you feel about that boxing controversy is what I'm saying.
Oh, I know. It was ridiculous. It never should. You don't let men, smash on women.
Why?
Because it's wrong. Because women cannot in any way.
It's not a morality thing. It's an unfair advantage, right?
Sort of.
Well, I mean, that's the whole argument, is that they have an unfair, because men are stronger than women. That's why they're going to guaranteed be the ones that are defeating the women, right?
Yeah.
So I'm posing this question to you in relation to what you were talking about with mutants. So if a mutant is more powerful than everybody else, they're not going to let them in football. They're not going to let them in, boxing. Unless mutants are fighting mutants, which they could do, but then they would be considered like midget tossing. There would be some group out, to do it. But the X-Men theory, where everybody is hating them and they're saving those who hate them, that's an agenda-driven plot line that most people didn't realize even was in the X-Men when they were kids,
I guess. I thought it was pretty obvious. But...
Well, it's obvious unless you're a kid and you're not thinking about prejudice as that. You're not thinking about it as you're not thinking about it as representing black people or representing gays or representing illegals. Because I refuse to use the other word and I don't want to get stricken for the right word. But anyway, so yeah, like when I was a kid and I was reading X-Men, I wasn't thinking anything about that. Matter of fact, when I came into reading X-Men, I was reading The Brood. So it was basically X-Men versus the aliens. and aliens were taking over people's bodies. You know what I mean? So I didn't have those issues. It was later on that I started seeing that. Honestly, and this is, I don't know, it's probably going to get called like white privilege or some bullshit, but I didn't know the difference in color and of skin. I had no clue that there was such a big deal about the difference of color and skin until I got to like high school or middle school. Because, you know, my cousin Joe was my best friend. We always hung out. We went everywhere. We didn't think about color at all. Not at all. And it took going to school to learn that there was that kind of ism.
Adam said, Stan Lee and his damn indoctrination of children to his liberal agenda.
Well,
Yeah.
here's the thing about that. Stanley didn't write that. Chris Claremont wrote a lot of the X-Men, and John Byrne wrote a lot of the X-Men. He just didn't get credit for it. Matter of fact, I don't know if you were here when I mentioned it before, but John Byrne, they shut John Byrne off in the middle of a series that he had been writing and drawing. And he didn't like it. And of course, they gave credit to the series to Chris Claremont, which it was his. So what he did was he drew the rest of the story. And it's 30 penciled issues. And he put it on his forum, on his website, so you can read them for free. Because he can't charge you for them, and he's not going to give them to Marvel. So he's calling it fan art, but it is actually the completion of his intended story. Which, I mean, I think it's like, it goes way back to Savage Land and stuff like that. I read a couple of issues, but I read so much stuff. I have a whole lot of time for much.
Adam said, Chris Claremont and his damn indoctrination of children to his liberal agenda.
That might be true. And also, like, Chris Claremont might have been following direction too, because if he was getting credit for stories written by John Byrne.
Well, that's one of those things where I was scrolling through YouTube today, and I saw a thumbnail for one that I didn't feel like watching because it was political stuff, and my kids don't like listening to it. So there, whatever. But it said something about the self-imploding grifters or something like that. So I don't really know what the video but it said, but I know for me it got me thinking about how if you take like these race hustlers and such and grifters, however you want to call them, their livelihood is dependent upon racism existing, or at least being able to make it sound like it's racism. Like you literally, like the staunchest anti-racist zealot is going to require, like, they need racism because that's how they make their money. And it's like, so you think the person who supposedly needs it the most is really going to try to fix the problem? So when you base your storylines around a social message that is in and of itself somewhat dated, I have a hard time thinking you're going to have a successful business beyond, because once that thing kind of plays out, I mean,
do they have Mutant Pride Month in Marvel Universe now? And
Probably. They definitely have Pride Month.
yeah, but do they have Mutant?
They have Pride. It's just all Pride now. So.
I'm saying, like, you would, and again, I still think being a mutant would make you a celebrity. And so a lot of the analogy just, it really kind of falls apart if you think about it.
Well, I think that's the point of the costumes, actually, is that you know that they're mutants, you kind of know that they're hero celebrities. You do know that, I guess, Professor X, because he doesn't hide his face, but you don't necessarily know who they are.
Speaking of superhero costumes and whatnot, are the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles all twins? So a quintuplet?
I'm guessing that's supposed to be the case.
Oh yeah.
I don't think there was ever anything that was saying straight out that they're all the same litter, maybe, because Splinter found them in the sewer roaming around together, so they were about the same age.
So, a while ago, I was inquiring why in the hell they wore masks, because it's not like you don't know it's one of the turtles, and there are only 4 of them. Well, originally, starts off there are only 4. Like, you're not hiding your identity by wearing a mask. And the only answer I ever got was, well, that way you can tell them apart.
Well, and then the problem with that is that wasn't true until the Archie series. Because the original Kevin Eastman and Ken Leard series, they all had red. They had red masks. They had red belts. Everything was red. There was no separate colors of the rainbow and all that. You distinguish them by what they had for weapons and how they spoke.
So, really, everyone who just says you need the mask to tell them apart, those people are racist.
Yeah. Literally. For once.
Yeah. Oh. It's only Tuesday, man. Still have 3 more days
Of
work.
Oh, you still have 3 more days.
Yeah, for a week. Ah.
This kind of is my job. Well, I guess my job is writing, and I should probably get more serious about putting words down.
I think we need to come up with a superhero named.
So you're coming up with a superhero named what?
The Beat Man. He has beats. And dresses in all red. And he fights people. He'd be like, "You're gonna get a beat down." And it's
You let me know how that goes.
Could it be any worse than Peter Porker?
Oh yes, because at least Peter Porker was around in the 70s and he was in Howard the Duck.
So
So it was a cartoon thing.
I'm saying
It wasn't-
Beatman
it
could
wasn't
be
meant to
with
be.
the Tick.
It wasn't meant to be what you're seeing now.
I'm just saying, you know, he like the Beatman could be in the Tick universe.
Could be whatever you want it to be. I'm not doing it, but you know, you want to.
That's God, for a television show that only lasted like 4 episodes, the original Tick series, just God, that thing made me laugh. And there was one,
You mean with Patrick Warburton?
whatever it was, when it wasn't on Amazon, it was on
The
like,
one that was with Patrick Warburton.
okay,
Okay.
I don't know if that's his name, sure.
You don't
But,
know what Patrick Warburton is?
Well, I'm going to guess it must be the guy that plays the Tick.
Well, there's multiple people that play the Tick, but Patrick Warburton has a distinguished voice.
Okay. But they had one episode where the cops are looking for Bat Manual, and he keeps saying Batman, but it's Bat Manual. Is there a Bat Manual here? And I don't know. I've always thought that was just absolutely hilarious. Just there were so many jokes in that thing. Like when they killed the Immortal. Like that's hilarious. But whatever.
It got canceled because I don't think anyone really.
Patrick Warburton.
Oh yeah, that's him.
He's got a very distinctive voice. He did the series Lemony Snickets. He was.
Did I see what?
Huh?
What did I see? What?
I said the series Lemony Snickets.
No.
He was the narrator for that.
Oh yeah.
Like I said, he's got a very distinctive voice. He used to be fucking pretty built too, so I don't know. He's getting up there now. Huh? Yeah, he's 60, well, 59.
Young guy.
Yeah, series of unfortunate events. Kronk.
Yep.
Men in Black 2, not sure. who
Isn't
it
he
was,
also
but
the voice of
the
Joe on Family Guy? The guy in the wheelchair?
He might be. He's on Archer. Yeah, he might be. That is kind of his voice. No, that's your brothers too.
I would think you love the series Lemony Snickets. I don't know why.
The series was much better than the movie. Yeah.
Oh, the cartoon's great.
Yeah, Patrick Warburton, the voice of Joe Swanson. I think. Let's see. Well, yeah, Patrick Warburton, and then Dick Delaware. And know if that's like a movie or whatever. Yeah. So yeah, he's got a distinctive voice. I thought he was great as the narrator in the Lemony Snicket Show series. That was you that played Doogie Howser.
Yeah. Neil Patrick.
Neil Patrick Harris.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, he's had some serious, like, other roles. I mean, he was on Neil Patrick Harris. You know, the
Yeah, like
How
Howard
I Met Your Mother. And still,
and he was shit. He was great in can I go look it up?
Harold and Q Marco, the White Castle. It's great.
No. That's not what I was thinking anyway. Hold on.
His acting wasn't bad in The Matrix 4. Digital turd that it was, but
Yeah, he was in the Lemony Snicket Show, but I don't know.
I just think it's funny that guy, Neil Patrick Harris, will always be Doogie to some extent.
Right. He will always be Doogie Howser to me because, you know, like, I guess that's the first thing that I relate to.
And he was great in it, you know, so.
Can't even find what I can't even find it. Oh, let me try it this way. Dr. Horrible Sing-Along Blog.
Okay.
I'm guessing you haven't seen that by the way you say okay. But that actually, I think you fucking love that. So it's Joss Whedon. Neil Patrick Harris is trying to become a member of like some bad guy thing. The leader of which is Bad Horse or something like that. Aspiring supervillain.
I don't know.
Yeah, Nathan Fillion's a superhero, but he's a dick. He's Captain Hammer, and the hammer is his dick. It's definitely comedy. It's also a musical, but Felicia Day got her start there. As far as I know, she got her start there. But it was pretty funny. He's trying to get into this organization to prove that he's a super bad guy, and his arch nemesis is Nathan Fillion, who shows up to steal his girl and beat him, and you know.
I've seen clips of How I Met Your Mother. I don't think I've ever watched a full episode.
I don't think I've seen a full episode, but I've seen a couple of partial episodes.
I think it's one
Kind
of
of
those
like
shows.
Friends. I don't watch Friends, never watched Friends, but I've seen a couple of parts of episodes.
Well,
'Cause
I've
how
seen
can you
all
not?
of Friends. I've seen all of Friends more than once.
Sorry.
Something that my wife and I had that we got to share. I remember she won tickets to watch the final episode in the penthouse of the Ritz, and that was fun. And yeah, I mean, it's just, I don't know. I mean, there are good seasons and there are bad seasons, but overall, I'm going to guess most sitcoms are actually probably more entertaining if you just watch them like the clips on YouTube, because you only have to sit through the good parts.
Well, most sitcoms are a hard sell for me. Like,
Yeah.
I find, I guess, I have to have. I'm more discerning with humor. I can't just laugh at stupid all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of sitcoms that just do a lot of stupid, and I guess I just don't want to watch a lot of stupid.
Well, a lot of it.
This is why it's hard for me. Like somebody was pointing out.
Yeah.
This is interesting. That every major box office smash romance, every one of them, are a cheating movie.
What? Like, what do you mean?
They're cheating on somebody. The main characters are cheating on people. Every single one. Because women love to watch women cheat on men.
Wait. Hold on. This can't be right.
That's exactly what the other dude was doing that I was watching. And they were like, "Holy shit, Notebook? Yup." When Harry Met Sally? Yup.
What about Pretty Woman?
I don't know what your definition of the last decade is.
Oh, last decade. Sorry. Last decade. That's the part I was having a hard time with. I'm like, I
They
can
were
name
talking about,
several.
like, when shit.
Adam calls BS too, so I don't know. But so within the last
Prove it wrong, because like I was watching somebody else that was naming them off, and I just thought it was funny as shit. Because everyone that he was naming off,
well,
Hold on. Yeah, Notebook's from 2004. Like, that's 20 years ago.
what?
So, like, I'm not saying you're wrong. Well, I kind of am. But
I'm
Okay,
just saying that
you
the
can say
last
you can
decade.
say whatever you want, apparently, but I'm just telling you. Somebody else noticed it. They pointed it out, and I thought it was funny. Like, and we're talking about major blockbuster romances, not just romances.
Yeah,
Like the big ones.
Pretty Woman was
I
a pretty
looked
good
up.
movie.
I looked
So
up
was
romances. This is funny. I looked up romances,
yeah.
and Troy pops up. The Green Knight pops up. Mission Impossible pops up. Van Damme's Nowhere to Run pops up. Like those aren't major romances. Enemy at the Gate.
Yeah.
That has a love triangle, but that's not a major romance. None of the movies that they were talking about, and those are the ones you know. You've Got Mail.
who was she cheating on and who's not male? And I'm thinking, like, Dirty Dancing. Nobody was cheating on. I mean, there were asshole peak characters, but the main characters weren't cheating on each other. They were slumming. Yeah, and then,
Right, but that's older than they were talking about. Sleepless in Seattle. While You Were Sleeping.
what about?
Like I don't really watch a whole lot of romances, but yeah, I mean they pointed it out that those are the bigger ones, and they are
City of Angels.
they're all cheating.
I think it might happen quite a bit. I mean, because like, look at Titanic.
Yeah,
The woman
Titanic
cheats
was
on
on
her
that list.
fiance. You know.
Titanic was on that list.
Of course, I
I didn't
I
make
tend-
the list. I was just seeing the guy saying stuff about it. And he was pointing out that all of them, they were cheating. Like, I haven't seen all the ones that he was talking about. I found it so fucking funny.
Oh. Yeah, I would say that I would not argue that it's not or I would never argue with someone to say that it doesn't happen or that it's not even a common trope. But I don't think it's a lock.
Well, again, we're talking about the most popular of them, so I don't know.
Well,
I don't know.
and again, it kind of depends on. But again, Notebook is 2004. That's
I didn't
20
make
years
the list, dude. I'm just saying, like, I haven't even watched some of these movies, so I'm just barely remembering the name. But they're talking about the major blockbusters, the big ones are all cheating movies.
Yeah, I don't think so. Adam agrees with me. That's okay.
Well, perfect.
That just
Like,
means we've watched more
I'm not
girly
arguing
films
it.
than you.
I just thought it was funny. So, like,
well, it is, and
I'm
again,
not-
it kind of shows you that Adam and I watch girly movies, and that's okay.
okay,
We like our chick flicks.
okay, you say so.
Hey,
Let me
What
know
is this?
when your wife's like them.
dude, what is that? Is he? Oh, look who's
Hey,
here.
hey, what's up? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Didn't know if
You're
my
on screen.
microphone was working.
It's been a while since we had 3.
Yeah. It's been a while since I've been on. How are y'all doing?
Fabulous.
Good. Glad to hear.
I'm doing.
Rich is proving that he doesn't watch girly movies like I do. But that's okay.
Suppose that depends on your definition of a girly movie, I guess.
City of Angels.
What
Well,
was it?
No, we didn't even talk about particular movies that we watched or didn't watch.
Right.
You were saying, like I was saying, I had watched somebody on a short that was talking about every major blockbuster romance movie is about cheaters.
I think I saw like a TikTok talking about that or something.
Right, and that's probably the same one that I saw. Like, I found it funny.
Probably.
I brought it up, and they want to argue that it's not. And I'm like, I haven't seen enough of them to make that call.
Right.
The
So
ones
I'm
that
saying that
the ones
we.
that I've seen pretty much either are cheating movies or they're supernatural. Like, Dirty Dancing would be the exception, but
Pretty Woman?
But Dirty Dancing is still weird. I mean, Patrick Swayze's character was a freaking grown ass man, and she was 16 years old.
Some shit like
Yeah. It's called Slumming It with Daddy Issues. That's what they should have called that movie. And that's
For sure.
once you realize, oh, she's slumming. Oh, she has daddy issues. Like, makes perfect sense.
Yeah, it does.
And
Hear
13
that
going on
story all
30
the
is
time.
just big for girls.
yeah, I haven't seen it, so that's one of those ones that I don't know what the fuck's talking about.
I haven't actually seen 13 going on. That's the one with Jennifer Garner, right? I haven't seen it because I was like, that's just big, but it's a gender swap big. And
Pretty much.
One of the few that I have seen that I thought was funny and a good romantic comedy was definitely about cheating. But
Yeah.
that was they hung a lantern on it. Addicted to Love with Matthew Broderick and like Meg Ryan, where
Oh yeah.
they're following their prospective others that are cheating, and they end up getting together while they're fucking with them cheating.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but it doesn't disqualify it from the cheating. So your authorities on feminine God.
That's right.
That's
All right.
us. I'm glad we've established that.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the movie Love Actually?
Nope.
No.
So, I mean, interestingly enough,
Who sees a movie that's titled Love Actually and go, oh yeah, I want to go see that.
dude, I love that movie. I watch it every Christmas. It's one of my favorite Christmas movies. It's also a very big hit in Britain as a Christmas movie, and I think it's bigger in the United States, even though it was made in England and it's about England. But there's that.
Yeah.
So
I-
it
what-
follows.
wasn't that the one with
That's two things against it.
Grant, I think, or something like that.
Well, it follows several people, and they all have very different.
Isn't Hugh Grant in most of?
Hugh Grant plays the the newly elected prime minister. But I mean, it's only like one tiny part of the movie. There's like Liam Neeson's in it, and all this. Like, there's a whole bunch of people in that movie. But there's one part where, like, I have a hard, like, I will skip it if I'm watching it by myself, because you have this couple, and they're older, whatever, and the guy, one of the women that works underneath him, has really started flirting with him, and so he ends up buying this necklace. His wife finds out and thinks it's for her, and then for Christmas she gets a CD, and so she knows he's bought this necklace for somebody else, and nothing ever happens. He never cheats on his wife, but it's pretty damn close, and it's just heart-wrenching watching her open that and having to smile at her kids. Oh God, it's painful. Like, it's one of those moments in film where I was just like, oh God. Like, when I watched it, I was like, it's terrible. And now, through the power of fast forward, yep, skipping that scene. So, like, my wife will let me skip it even. She's like, yeah, let's just skip that part. So, it's the saddest part. And they get back to, they don't really break up. They don't divorce. He admits he was stupid, and it seems like they're going to be okay. But, God, it's just terrible. But it has your cheating trope in it. That's all I'm saying. It does.
Yeah.
It's got the cheating trope. It's in there. It's just one small part of lots of different stories. Oh yeah, it's got the guy that plays Watson. He's also in the Avengers.
Jude Law.
Benedict
No.
Cumberbatch.
Jude Law.
No,
He played Watson.
the other Watson, and
Which other Watson?
Watson. Okay. Never mind.
the Watson to Cumberbatch, the Hobbit guy.
Oh. Yeah. Okay.
He's
Martin.
Martin. Him. He plays like a body double for nude scenes. I mean, it's
The one that
just
played the Hobbit.
but he plays like his
He
role
also
is.
played Arthur Dent in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Oh yeah.
The
but yeah.
original or the remake?
Hmm?
Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Which one? The original or the
Martin
remake?
Freeman. What do you mean remake?
They remade the movie Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy back in the mid 2010s.
Oh, that I didn't see one before that.
Yeah, that was one back in, I think it was like 1982 or something like that. Well, it
Yeah.
might have been it might have been like a TV show series, but
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's actually a book series.
yeah, that I know that I read it. Not the whole series, but I read probably 3 or 4 of them.
I enjoyed the 2005 film.
Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was pretty
I mean-
good.
Marvin the Robot, I think his name is, with
Yeah, the
He's always
depressed
depressed.
robot.
yeah, that's hilarious.
Yeah, he's in the book.
Yeah, but I thought it was a great film. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot. And sometimes that's just nice because there are a lot of movies where it's like anymore. It's just like, I don't know. Maybe I'm harder to please now that I'm older, or something. I don't know. Or maybe
Horror
I'm just
movies
tired
suck
of.
these days.
Yeah. I'd go with probably a good chance of both on that one. Movies aren't as good as they were some years ago. I mean, find some gems here and there, but
I'm more discerning about the stuff that I watch nowadays.
Well, but if you think about some of the stuff, like when we were young, and they had like Spielberg was hitting it out of the park, like all
Yeah.
the time.
James Cameron was hitting that
Yeah.
out of the park all the time.
Well, the
Uh,
Spielberg Lucas
uh,
combination was a big deal,
Yeah,
Martin
and
Martin
also
Scorsese,
John Milius, because John Milius, Steven Spielberg, and George Lucas were all buddies. They were all really good buddies. And, John Milius actually has written emergency scenes for both of those guys' scripts. When in film school, the only one that was finished with their project on time was Steven Spielberg, and that was THX 3811 or whatever it is.
that's Lucas.
Oh yeah, yep, George Lucas. I misspoke.
that's good.
And the teacher wasn't going to let him show it because he was the only one done. And John Milius punched the teacher in the face and changed his mind.
Well,
Wow.
But John Milius's movies were like, it was Conan the Barbarian, it
Yeah.
was the original Red Dawn.
yeah.
So those,
Didn't he also do Red Sonja as well?
I don't think he did. I think
No.
that was Dino De Laurentiis' production company. Like there's a great documentary on John Milius called Milius, because he rose and then he fell because he had a stroke. He had his accountant ripped him off for millions, but he
Rich, I gotta take a break real quick. I'll be back.
he was a writer and he wrote like Judge Roy Bean.
Yeah.
He laid that on James Coburn's chair because he wanted James Coburn to pick it up and buy it. And, he wanted to direct it because he wanted to interest him in the script, and then he wanted to direct it. But they refused to let him direct it, and they were going to buy his script. And in the long run, he got, at the time, he was the highest paid scriptwriter because he sold it more than anybody else would have been willing to pay, just because he was refusing to sell it. But when he was setting up Conan, Dino De Laurentiis, like he was like, "Who are you gonna get for the main actor?" And he's like, "Oh, well, Arnold Schwarzenegger." And he's like, "Who's that?" He's like, "No, we're not gonna do that. You give me a star with a name." So then the next time he talks to him, he's like, "Yeah, we're gonna use Dustin Hoffman." De Laurentiis is like, oh yeah. He's all like, here's your money, like Dustin Hoffman as Conan.
Yeah. That's almost as bad as Ben Affleck as Batman.
It was just a bait and switch. I actually thought Ben Affleck made a better Batman than people gave him credit for. But
I'm not saying it was. I thought he did well as Bruce Wayne, but his action parts as actual Batman, it was not convincing to me. I'm just being honest. I thought he did well as acting like Batman, yes, and also he did well as Bruce Wayne too. I thought.
So a lot of that is the direction.
I thought he did better Bruce Wayne than Christian Bale did, and he gets touted all the time for Batman.
It's really weird because I'm the opposite. Like I like Affleck in the suit, even though I'm not a fan of the big huge Batman.
Yeah.
I still like Ben Affleck in the suit because I knew what he was kind of based on.
Yeah.
I liked Christian Bale much better as Bruce Wayne than I did as Batman because the voice didn't work for me. The whole, I guess most of it didn't work for me.
Yeah. The voice when he was in the cowl was just like it just.
I didn't like the cowl either.
He just talked like Marco.
I didn't like the cowl either. It looked like he was pooping his mouth out.
Yeah.
Like it was so squeezed on his cheeks. It was like he was going to give birth to him.
Yeah. He did the cowl in particular. That it looked kind of squeezed on, almost like that they didn't quite get his measurements right. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, I think that's the way they wanted it to look because they wanted it to look like squeezed so tight. But
Rich,
I don't know. It just didn't work for me.
Rich, there's a comment in the private chat, but I gotta go. Okay, I will talk to you later. All right.
See, I hope everything's all right, man.
Hey, fine. That's cool. I gotta go. Talk to you guys later.
Yep.
Later.
All right.
Hope everything's all right.
Yeah, I don't know why he made I don't know why he made it a private thing because he was saying something at the beginning of the stream about it, but yeah, it's a sick kid. That's all.
That's always a shitty thing.
Like I say, that's all, but you know, as fathers, that's too bad too because I stopped drawing Batman to draw him a fucking Ninja Turtle that wasn't wearing a mask.
Oh, I just saw the thing that said Doom Stream. We're talking and while talking and drawing, so I thought maybe it was something to do with Doom.
Yeah, no, I've been wanting to draw Dr. Doom. Like I was talking about making it a challenge at the David Finch fan server, but I don't like the idea of being the one to set a challenge and then drawing it because it doesn't feel like it's. It feels like I have a heads up on it. You know what I mean? I've got time to think about it, and I've got time to plan, and nobody else really does. So
yeah,
I didn't. I actually told Joe to go ahead when he wanted to, but I think he picked something else. He was trying to convince me to do Yaira, and I'm like, I'm not even interested in Yaira. No thanks. I'm not going to do Yaira. You do Yaira. And then he's like, no, it's your turn. And I'm like, no, you want to do Yaira? Do Yaira. So what does he do? Aliens.
Yeah, the new one just came out. I haven't seen it.
Oh, you're saying by the breath. What's that, Chad?
Oh, the new Alien just came out. I haven't seen it yet.
No, I haven't either.
Yeah.
I don't have plans to either. Like, so some of these.
I've been
movies-
kind of hesitant. I
What's
wasn't impressed with the last two. So
Well, and that's what I was just gonna say. Like, there are a lot of movies out there that have a lot of sequels that really didn't need any sequels. They were fine to be left where they were. Highlander didn't need a sequel. Didn't need a TV show. Didn't need a sequel.
yeah, it doesn't need a freaking remake either. But they're doing that.
Well, you know, I don't have anything against the remake because it's been a while and there's a lot of people who haven't seen it.
That's
Um,
true.
They hopefully will choose better people. It will be a bigger budget and all that. It was a really, really low budget originally. Actually, Quincy
yeah,
Brown
it
didn't
wa-
even get paid.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I watched a documentary not too long ago about him.
Yep, he didn't even get paid for the role.
Yeah,
Most of the money went to Sean Connery, but you know that means
yeah.
that's kind of justifiable.
Yeah, he was a huge name then. Well, I mean, he's still a huge name, but especially then, that was kind of Sean Connery in his prime, just coming off a Bond.
Well, no, that's actually a little bit later than that, but
Well,
the
actually,
main-
yeah,
the
you're
main
right.
thing is-
That was the '70s, right?
And
Bond.
then he went back and did Bond too. Like he did Bond, then he quit, and then he came back. But so most of the budget went to him, but he was a name and he was drawing on you. Christopher Lambert wasn't a name. I think I don't know if it was before that or after that, but the only other thing that he did of note was Greystoke. Like
Yeah.
Greystoke, the Legend of Tarzan, which wasn't all that bad, but he's not really a great actor. I mean,
No, I mean,
the
I
thing
mean, among the freaking flaming dumpster fire that was the original Mortal Kombat movie, I'd have to say Christopher's his acting as Raiden was probably some of the worst I've seen in an action movie.
yeah, he wasn't. Raiden, Raiden's not white anyway, so I mean, it's just,
Yeah, exactly.
it was bad casting and poor choice, and
Mhm.
they did that because he had been in Highlander and they wanted to sell that on his name.
They needed a bigger Hollywood name to be able to catch people's attention. It just kind of
Stupid thing is that they had like Johnny Cage was supposed to be Van Damme, so
Yeah.
why not just hire Van Damme? You know, I mean,
maybe because of Street Fighter. Maybe they thought continuity-wise people wouldn't.
I don't know. I don't know about that. Like I've seen movies that they just jump from one to another, and then they just basically say they're stuck in that genre because of it. But
Fair enough.
there was some. What I was going to say about the Highlander remake was that I feel that it's 10 years past the best choice, because the best choice for Highlander would have been when Colin Farrell was in his prime.
Yeah.
You want
Yeah,
a
I think so.
Scottish, you want a Scottish actor, that would be perfect, you know. And like
Yeah.
they keep choosing people that are not Scottish. Well,
hmm
granted, I mean, Henry Cavill's a lot closer to Scotland than Luxembourg was, or wherever.
Isn't he Irish?
Who?
Henry Cavill.
I think he's just English.
Oh.
But yeah, I mean, it's a lot closer than going over between France and Germany or whatever.
Yeah,
He-
true.
I'm sure he could pull the accents off a little better if he was going to, you know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Have you seen Wolverine Deadpool yet?
Nope.
No. It's pretty funny. It's pretty good.
No, I was gonna see the last one I actually wanted to see was Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, which is,
Oh yeah.
from what
That's
I
supposed
can
to be the
tell,
last one,
basic-
right?
just basically a remake of Planet of the Apes. Instead of having Charlton Heston, it's an ape that seeks justice
Yeah,
for the humans. But
yeah. Yeah, isn't that supposed to be the last one too?
they're all supposed to be the last one until the next one.
Yeah, fair enough.
Like there was that trilogy. It was supposed to be a trilogy, and it ended with Caesar's death. So there was a full story arc, right? But
Yeah.
that's pretty much it.
Yeah, yeah, like Lord of the Rings. I mean, I know there was a lot more to the story and everything, you know, before the actual three original.
Well,
well,
the Silmarillion, but not
in the
Lord
book,
of the Rings.
yeah.
They
Yeah.
actually put more in Lord of the Rings than was in Lord of the Rings. Like that whole romance, that wasn't actually in the book. That was, I think, in the Silmarillion.
Which one though was Eowyn and
No, not Eowyn, because Eowyn did have a thing for him, but it was
or
with Tyler's role. That
Yeah.
was mentioned. It was mentioned in the Silmarillion, but it wasn't. It, like, never was explored. I just hope that they don't remake Highlander and make it some of the nonsense that they've been pushing for agenda-wise in movies.
yeah,
That definitely isn't one of those agenda type of movies, and if you make it into one, it just ruins it.
yeah. Yeah, they just seem to be sticking a lot of useless, I guess you could say, social justice type or wokeness.
Yes, they have. That's why I don't watch Star Wars stuff anymore.
I kind of lost. I lost interest after Mando. I don't really have any major interest in Star Wars anymore.
I watched Book of Boba Fett and
Oh yeah,
Obi-Wan Kenobi. Was it Kenobi?
yeah,
And I wasn't impressed with what they did.
yeah.
Like, Brett thinks that it works. I do not. Like, no, it's not Brett that thinks it works. Sorry, it's Ethan Van Sciver that thinks it works.
Oh,
But it doesn't. Like, according to Obi-Wan Kenobi's mythos, that he ran into Leia because he went and saved Leia, but she didn't know him. You know, when she sent the message with the droid, she's like, "You served my father in the Clone Wars." Didn't say anything about you saved me as a little girl.
Yeah. The only
And-
reason she knew him was by name, literally General Kenobi.
Yeah, and he
Even though his name was Ben Kenobi.
fought Darth Vader in the Kenobi series, and Darth Vader burned him for a minute. And it was just garbage to me. Let's see. Oh, let's see. There is also an Alien TV series coming out. Alien Earth. Imagine that it might be a lot like Walking Dead, but with aliens instead of zombies. Well, they did have aliens on Earth already. That was in that Antarctic. The Aliens versus Predator?
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
AVP.
Something like that. But I don't know how old you are, so I don't know if you remember this or not, but there was a show, there was a movie, and then it became a TV show called Alien Nation.
I remember it.
And-
I was young, but I remember it.
And the movie had James Caan and an alien.
Yeah, and it also had Robert Englund too. He was alien.
I don't think he was the actual alien.
Oh
because
wait,
that
no,
was-
I'm thinking of Pete. Never mind.
Yes, he was an alien.
Yeah,
in
no,
the original.
Alien.
thing.
Alien
That was
Nation
Mark
the
Singer.
one. Yeah, it was the one where they were cops. One was human,
Yeah.
the other was an alien, and the
Yeah.
the aliens used to get drunk off of curdled milk.
That's
Yeah.
the one.
Yeah, I do remember it. My mom used to watch that a lot when I was younger. It was a
But
good show.
It wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't as good as the movie though. Like it.
I can't recall that I'd seen the movie.
Yeah. Well, first of all, it's James Caan in the movie instead of whoever the human cop was, and it was. They had a lot more leeway with language. Oh, let's see. Van Damme wasn't in Mortal Kombat because he turned down the rule to be dial in Street Fighter.
Yeah.
That was a dumb move because that was a character that was based on Van Damme. Like,
Yeah.
and now he's doing movies that the character is like Van Damme.
Yeah, wasn't he supposed to be like Johnny Cage or something?
Yeah, that's what I said. Johnny Cage was modeled after Van Damme.
Yeah.
That's like
Especially with the whole that whole finishing move with the split and the
Liu
nut punch.
Kang was modeled after Bruce Lee. They're
Yeah,
like almost all of them had someone that they were modeled after. And
Yeah, I know,
That's another
I know,
remake
Sonya-
where you should have had to be made.
I remember Sonya Blade was based off of Cynthia Rothrock.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is this? This is like there's one big spill on the floor, which I don't know where it came from. It starts at a place that has nothing to spill. So how's business at the shop?
Not too bad. I mean, it's starting to die off again, of course, because fall's coming up.
Right.
Kids back at school and stuff.
So for our viewers that don't know, this is Chad. Chad was my apprentice as a tattoo artist. He's a tattoo artist, and I am not anymore. He also is the resident connoisseur. Conspiracy theories. So it's not that you're a conspiracy theorist, you just have some knowledge of conspiracy theories.
Yep. Pretty much.
Or some interest in them.
Yeah. You could call it a purveyor of useless knowledge when it comes to conspiracy theories. There's not a whole lot that I haven't heard of and at least know something about. Speaking of that, what's your favorite one, Rich?
Conspiracy theory?
Yeah. What's the one that just makes you laugh? The one that makes you giggle and go, oh, really, man? Really? We're going to do this right now? Not the one that actually pisses you off. Because I think I can guess.
Honestly, I don't think there's a whole lot of them that really piss me off. But like anyone that thinks that Trump planned for an assassin to shoot him in the ear, just to get popular, when the chances of them killing him were less than that.
Yeah,
and
less than a half an inch.
Like anyone that knows anything about guns, knows anything about conditions, knows anything about clay, bullets, say bullets, rounds. Bullets, right? Because that's what fire.
Or projectile, bullet, either is fine.
So, anyone that knows anything about the possibilities of just having a breeze change the trajectory, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Would know that that's absolute garbage, but I'm seeing that he faked this, or it was all set up because that guy was registered as a Republican, but yet just not that long ago he was donating to the opposite cause.
Yeah.
So and it's funny that he had a cell phone that 3 different agencies couldn't get into for like a day. It's also funny that he had a car with an ID in it, but they had to get DNA to ID him. And right.
Yeah. There's quite a few of those ones.
Those people that were shot behind him weren't really shot. They,
Yeah. Tell that to the family. Yeah. Tell that to the family of the fucking ex-fire chief. Yeah. I'd like to watch you get punched in the mouth for that one.
Well, so I guess that's the one that makes me laugh the most, because most people that say shit like it was
a setup,
pre-planned shot or whatever. They have no idea what they're talking about when it comes to guns and rifles. And and that's not even a long shot for a sniper, by the way.
No, I could. Like I told Jenny and Colin the other day, I was like, here in the range, I went, wait a minute, I could pull off that shot that far away with iron sights on a pistol. I don't even have to have a rifle. You're good
That's
enough
what
shot with a pistol. Yeah, I could hit somebody that far away. A stationary target.
Pretty humbling too. So
Yeah, I mean, especially a stationary target. It's not like he was moving around a lot. We're not talking about the frickin' JFK assassination where he was traveling at 15 miles an hour in a moving vehicle.
yeah, in the opposite direction of the window that he was shot from.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Let's
So
not
for
talk about that.
for every second he's getting exponentially further away. Yeah, yeah, something's definitely off about it. If that kid was on some sort of rifle team or whatever, well, he was probably at the bottom of the rung then, because I refuse to believe that a person was actually intentionally trying to take somebody out from that range who has experience with a rifle would miss.
Well, so from all reports, he was not a good shot.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I'm getting to.
So
he had to have been like the worst shot on the team if that were true,
Yeah, he was not on the team because he was not a good shot.
Yeah.
That's what I heard. So and this is information that was let out later. I don't for an instant believe that it wasn't an assassination attempt. I don't for an instant believe that it was a Republican that was attempting to assassinate him. I do think, we're continuing with conspiracy theories here, right?
Uh-huh.
BlackRock.
Uh-huh.
You've had to have heard the
some
conspiracy theories wrapped around this because he was in an ad for BlackRock. BlackRock owned the building that he fired from. There was a ladder left against the building. So, yeah, there's way more to this than can be simply brushed away.
Yeah. It definitely is gonna. It's certainly not gonna be like as cut and dry as the John Hinckley assassination attempt on Reagan. Yeah,
Right.
that was a pretty cut and dry investigation. This
They
is not.
obscured some of that investigation. They purposely took longer to get results on that investigation. Nobody was communicating. There were people on that roof that were taken off of that roof. There's all kinds of facts that you learn out that have been let out. And I'm not talking conspiracy facts. I'm talking facts.
Yeah.
That make it all questionable. I don't care whether you like Trump or not. I care whether people are accepting that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Because he's unpopular, and
Yeah.
I care that of the options, he's hands down the best.
Well, and it definitely, it's been historically seen, realistically, that when a person's arousing, at least a politician or political candidate has an assassination attempt, that there always seems to be an upwelling of support for that person.
Well, I mean, there was support already.
I've been seeing it.
There was support already, but look at his opponents.
Yeah, of course there was.
I mean, his opponents are incompetent or communist or both. And I'm not, this is not a conspiracy. They both profess communist values.
True.
So, like, who wants to replace somebody that's an asshole but makes it so that you can live?
True.
Dude, I was drawing your turtle, Brett, the whole fucking time. You were telling me that you were leaving as I'm working on this turtle, and it's not just a turtle, it's a turtle without a mask.
Uh-huh. Kind of, to me, it reminds me of Leonardo took his mask off and he's what do they call that? Meditating.
Well, somebody, yeah.
Yeah.
I
just would commonly think about
I mean,
the whole meditation thing as Leonardo would be like, probably
have you
be
seen the
one
whole
to meditate
Black
something
Ronin?
often.
Have you seen the whole Last Ronin arc? All the other turtles are dead except Michelangelo.
Oh, no, I haven't seen that. No.
But Michelangelo's like carrying all their weapons and he's not the Michelangelo you knew.
Yeah, he's not the fun-loving surfer dude turtle.
Right, skater. Is it
Yeah.
skater or surfer? Because New York, I guess there could be
Either.
surfers, but
Mikey seems to like it all, both. Skating, surfing. Be right back. Oh, there we go. I had to grab another adult beverage.
but that means alcoholic beverage, not some stripper beverage.
No. There we go.
It's not having a Stormy Daniel.
No. No Stormy Daniels, no screwdrivers, no sex on the beach. Still too cold for that. Nope.
So what?
The old Blue Moon.
See the comment?
Well, no, that's on mine. It was private chat. Hold on. Oh, here we go. Right, there we go. What do Michelangelo and Hemingway have in common? No idea. That was Brett.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. No idea, Brett.
But I thought you could be the one to read that while I'm noodling around on this.
Yeah, so, it was on the private chat one.
Is it? No, it's the regular chat, isn't it? Oh, you were on the private chat?
Yeah, on my
comment.
screen. They put a brain all over the floor. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I get where you're going with that. Put a brain all over the floor. Yeah. You're hitting the head hard enough with Michelangelo's Chuck. Yeah, that's probably gonna happen.
I thought maybe.
Is that the?
He's talking about the real Michelangelo.
Yeah. Yeah, I got that after you
Don't
put up
think I've
that
seen
one.
the brain.
Yeah.
15th chapter. I might have to look at that because I don't think I've seen that.
Did the actual the real Michelangelo, did he commit suicide?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay. That was,
I've never learned anything about him committing suicide anyway.
yeah, no,
I thought Brett was talking about actually painting a brand or whatever.
yeah.
I don't know, because I don't think I've ever seen a brand on the Sistine Chapel painting. But there's a lot of painting up there.
Brett said they're calling us back. Gotta go.
Okay, you know where he is.
Yep.
You know, I don't. So, what does the Lord of the Rings and Brokeback Mountain have in common?
It's gotta have something to do with the hobbits, I'm assuming.
No. Someone got their ring destroyed.
Yeah, I got a couple of those, but they're not appropriate for live. I'll tell you in private. I'll tell you in private. I do get a kick out of those TikToks that you see of the amateur comedians freaking messing with each other. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, those are pretty funny.
Some of them are.
Yeah, some of them are pretty raw. But I mean, I do like to see most of the people's reactions. You know, everybody's being lighthearted about it. They're laughing. I read the private chat.
Yeah.
Yep.
I thought you might have.
Made total sense. Hang on a minute. I gotta tell Jenny that one. I'm gonna mute the.
You gotta mute.
Microphone. Yeah. Hang on.
For the days that we'd be able to speak freely without recompense.
Okay, that one's being realistic.
There we go. Yeah. Yeah. That made her laugh, and that's so wrong.
Yeah, that, you know, like I watched quite a few of them, and that's that tends to be the thing. Is it's like, oh, it's wrong. Like when you call on
I'm sending you one. I'm sending you one in the private.
what do you call an orphan family photo?
Yes.
Selfie. What's the difference between apples and orphans?
Smokey, you don't have to get down.
Usually somebody picks the apples.
Yeah, apples get picked.
Yeah.
Pretty harsh.
Why did the orphan turn to a life of crime?
Why?
He just wanted to feel wanted.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah, I sent you one.
Where did you send it? Oh, there it is.
Private chat.
Okay. Yeah, that's another joke that I heard that's similar as what the Germans hate worse than World War II jokes. Paying the gas bill.
Yeah, it's similar.
Yeah. It's tasteless. What is the little girl's ice cream now? Because she was on fire.
That reminds me, I don't know if you remember this line of jokes back in the day, the dead baby jokes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to go into them, but yeah, you probably remember them.
I remember many inappropriate jokes.
Oh, I do too. I just remember that line of different jokes that kind of sticks out in my brain. Along with the, I don't know, this might have been kind of after you were already grown up an adult, but they used to call them.
As an adult, I've heard jokes as well.
They called them the grosser than gross jokes.
Oh yeah, plenty of them.
What's grosser than gross? You know, shit like that.
Yeah, the problem is that they all start like that, so you can't just go, oh, I know this one.
Exactly. There's a healthy repertoire of them.
Or it can be argued that there's an unhealthy repertoire of them.
Fair enough. I guess that depends on your viewpoint.
Right. That's exactly it. You know?
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing that people really need to learn. Your point of view may be different than another person's point of view.
That's what makes comedy so funny. Some people laugh, some people go, oh my God. I know comedians, that's what they live for. They live
But
for
what made comedy so funny is that it's either true or based on a truism or hyperbole of there's no way this could possibly be true. Wow, I guess it's one, and this hardtip is not doing fine tip job. You have company, or you are, or somebody watching something loud? What's that?
I think my headphones just died, man. Hold on. Give me a couple minutes.
Home. I'm trying to draw it looser where it's not a whole bunch of lines. Not a whole bunch of lines. Not every line needs to be smooth either. So there's some planes, I guess I should say.
Hey, Rich, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. There we go. I think I figured out the issue.
Well, I was just hearing voices in the background, so I didn't know if you like had a TV turned up or had company or something.
No, it was Jenny. The wireless earbuds I was using died, so I, as you can see, cord. So I had to plug in a new set, and then that reset the volume on my microphone. So you apparently could hear me, but I couldn't hear you. Anyway, I fixed it.
Nothing coming out yet for the design?
Oh, that. Yeah, I came up with an idea for that thing we were talking about last night. But nothing dramatic.
Yeah, it's the kind of thing I probably would want to do something else, but that's just because I never liked doing a lot of writing.
Yeah. Well, the way that I have it kind of envisioned in my head, I'm not going to be using a lot of writing either. It's going to be kind of more of a part of an old. It's going to be like a smaller part of an overall piece to do with military service and stuff like that. So it's just going to be kind of it's just going to be like a small part of the overall. So. Because, well, like I was telling you last night, after I thought about it for a few, I was like, I don't know about this.
Yeah, well, I do know that it's not forgery. You can't tattoo a forgery. So
Yeah.
you can tattoo a signature like somebody, like Paul Stanley signed some chick's breast. You can tattoo that.
Yeah.
Been done plenty of times. And if the person that's actual that it's the signature of is asking you to tattoo his signature, it's not forgery because you're doing pretty much what he's asking you to do.
Yeah. Yeah. I even what little bit of Google searching I did on it, I just went. I mean, I literally couldn't find anything. Well.
Yeah, because they choose what search words they want to. So, like, if you put something about military rules or something, and you're talking about the discharge form,
Yeah.
They'll take you to a military site so that you can get the rules on the discharge form. But those aren't the things. That's not what you're really asking for information from.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah,
But
I figured. Yeah,
you're
but
not gonna I don't think you. Sorry, I didn't think you were going to find it on a search like that anyway.
no. Well, I just tell you the truth. I really just was curious. Like, has this been done before? You know, did this?
I'm actually pretty
You know,
sure
was this
it
an
has.
idea that the guy just had randomly? You know, hey, I think I'll do this. And
Yeah, all the people that are in the service, I can't imagine that he's the first one to come up with that idea.
I can't imagine
And
either.
I haven't done that. But also, most of the people that I tattooed that were in the service weren't looking to relive any of it.
Yeah.
I mean, they did memorials or whatever, but they didn't want to mark their own service.
Yeah. I've found that to be common too. That's why I was kind of thrown aback by the request. I was like, well, I've been asked a lot of a lot of stuff and some pretty weird shit over the years, but that one, I mean, not the weirdest of the weird, but it was definitely one of the more
I hear that.
one of the more odd requests. I wouldn't call it really weird, but odd.
Yeah, the first time an 80-year-old guy walked in and asked me to tattoo cherries on the head of his penis.
Yeah.
That was pretty
I've
odd.
been
Well,
asked-
no, specifically a cherry with a bite taken out of it.
Yeah.
So, like, I was like, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't do that.
So are you still running? Are you still running music, and I'm just not hearing it, or?
I'm running music. It's low because every time I turn it up where I can hear it, it's loud for me. No, overseer, this is not Denim, but welcome back. No, this is a Ninja Turtle without his mask. Because Brett is positing that there's no sense in having masks on Ninja Turtles because they're not going to get confused with other walking, talking turtles. Like the mask's not going to stop them from being 6 foot tall walking turtle.
Yeah, for sure. With a giant shell on its back.
Well, I don't know if he was unmasked like a Scooby-Doo villain, but I guess I'm kind of doing a version of the last Ronin, but without his mask.
Yeah.
I was kind of curious to see what I would do, like how it would turn out. Sans the mask. Like I had no idea what I was going to end up doing. I was drawing a Batman, and I was like not really inspired by the Batman, but Eli had asked for one, so I figured I would do one on his, because I didn't really want to commit to a big picture at the moment. And then Brett brought up the Ninja Turtle thing again, and I was like, I'm going to draw one. I want to draw one. I'm doing it really as loose as I can with this pen. Normally this is my fine point pen, and this is my older pen, but for some reason this just doesn't want to do small lines tonight. So I'm not going to make it.
Yeah. Well, Oversteer said you could draw the bat who laughs.
Yeah, I probably could.
I think you have before, haven't you? I have I don't know. I have this memory of you at least drawing it for somebody who was supposed to get a tattoo, but they never showed up.
I might have, like been playing around with the idea because it's lights coming out where his eyes should be.
Yeah.
I know I didn't tattoo it.
Yeah.
Not to say that I wouldn't tattoo it.
I'd love to. I'd love to tattoo the bat who laughs. That'd be fun.
I've done some Batman tattoos. Pretty cool Batman tattoos.
I've done a couple. Not very many. Matter of fact, I haven't done a whole lot of superhero or like supervillain type tattoos.
And that's kind of ironic too, is that I have the same issue. I've only done a few actual superhero tattoos. I've done more like bat symbols and Punisher skulls and than actual doing the comic book characters, which really sucks because I've seen people go to people that are not comic book fans, training artists, whatever, while I'm sitting there watching them screw the tattoo up because they don't know what the hell they're doing.
Yeah. Have you tattooed gang signs? No.
I tattooed what?
Over
Gang
here.
signs?
Gang.
Yes, I have actually.
Yeah. I have not.
That is actually how I learned to outline, because all the gang guys in the area that I trained, and I'm not going to put that out there, but I'm just saying, they used to come to our shop, and they would get, like 21 tattoos, because they didn't expect to live past 21. They would do gang signs, gang symbols, and they'd want to write them on their stomachs. And I was always amused because they got about 2 lines and they quit, but they'd have to pay and tip to be the big man. So they'd get like 4 or 5 lines before they quit because it was on their upper abdomen and they had no clue what they were getting in for. Yeah, Yep, that's how we learned to outline and outline on people that wouldn't sit still as well.
Yeah, I have never tattooed any gang signs. I have tattooed a swastika before, but it was not
I have a
it-
story about a swastika.
well, and it wasn't like it wasn't actually a gang tattoo. It was part of it was a zombie Nazi, like from Call of Duty Zombies or whatever. So I'm a historian or whatever. So I was, I was asked to tattoo a zombie Nazi. The zombie had a swastika on his uniform. But that's about it.
I had a guy come in, intense individual, like very, very intense individual. And he wanted a swastika on the side of his head.
Nice and big and bold, huh?
That he said, I want this, and I want it really scratchy. I want it to say Haven's Reality. And then he fucking proceeded to lay down and pass out, right? So, like, I was very, very early into tattooing. I had like maybe a year and a half in. And I didn't know whether I should turn him down or not. The shop owner's like, if he's dumb enough to want it, whatever. He's going to get it somewhere, whether you do it or not. Somebody's going to do it on it. Why not make the money, So, like, I'm putting the swastika on the side of his head, and then I realize in my head, I'm listening to Guar when they're making fun of, like, when mugging talk show commentators in public bathrooms, always paint the swastika turning to the right, never to the left. I look down, and I've got it turning to the left. So I had to do a cover-up of the swastika on the swastika on the side of this guy's head.
Oh boy.
Fortunately, I was never asked to do one again.
Oversteer said, "Sounds like you got Nazis over there."
Well, this was in Florida.
No, the one I did of the zombie Nazi, it was part of a video game. Sleeve is a fan of Call of Duty Nazi zombies thing.
Yeah,
and I put underneath the zombie Nazi, I also put in bloody lettering, the only good Nazi is a dead one. So
Logan got in trouble for doing some Nazi stupid stuff. Like he was into like planes, really, like World War II Nazi planes and tanks and stuff.
Yeah.
But he's drawing German uniforms and all this other stuff. We had to explain to his teachers he wasn't really a Nazi and didn't believe that shit.
Yeah, that's Colin one time we got a phone call from his guidance counselor because he was wearing a T-shirt that had a Baphomet on it. And I mean, he's certainly not a Satanist, that's for sure. He's just one of those kind of edgy goth kids who likes to, I guess you'd call it we used to call it the occult type stuff.
know.
The oversteer said Nazis had the Red Baron back in the day.
No, they didn't.
No, that was World War One, bro.
That was pre-Nazi. Yep.
Yeah, that was World War One. Oh yeah,
The Nazi Party came about after that trip.
I believe. Yeah,
Actually,
Uh,
Hitler was
yeah.
motivated by the failure of World War One.
I suppose. Hey, kitty. Yeah,
That was where his hatred for Jews came from too.
yeah.
Like World War One, because he blamed the Jewish bankers for not supporting the war and causing the Kaiser to lose the war.
Oversteer. Yes, that's my wife. My wife's cat, Smooch. My cat's running around here somewhere.
She's sleeping on the coat. Honey. Sleeping.
Oh. Yeah, I guess he's sleeping.
He's being good.
They're both the same type of cat, Chinese tabby cat. Kitty. Oh, hey, baby girl. Yeah. Oh, come see Dad. Oh. Hi, Butch. Come here. Hi, baby girl. Little kitty. Hi, Goofy. What are you doing? Ugh. Yeah, she's a good cat.
She's a mama's girl.
Yeah, she's mainly a mama's girl.
Mama's
Yeah, she's actually smaller than my cat. Actually,
She's gonna be 6 in July.
yeah, she was actually the runt of the litter. I know you like that tie. They do, don't they?
No, not. Really?
You don't want that? You don't want that.
I was trying to give you attention and you walk off on me. We'll forget you. What?
Panda got a dog. I don't know if you knew about that.
Yeah, we do. She's sleeping on the couch like normal.
So I said Amanda got a dog.
Oh, Amanda got it? No, I didn't know.
There you go. Oh, now you want to come see me, huh?
What kind of dog?
It's Labrador.
A Labra what?
Labrador. Labrador Akita mix.
I don't think I've heard of that one.
What?
A Labrador?
I've heard of Labradoodles.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, no, it's a Labrador.
Labrador?
Yeah, like Labrador Akita.
Oh, Akita. Labrador. Oh, okay. I gotcha.
Ooh.
Yeah, bet it was made in. Yeah, I would think it would have to be in a lab. Not sure those two breeds would necessarily work otherwise, anyway. Yeah, mad scientist Rich trying to hide his genetic experiments.
Colin was
No, we inherited this dog. I got nothing to do with making this dog. And it's not my dog. Yeah, it's her dog. Yeah, it's our stepdog. I called it our stepdog. We
Yeah, he's adopted.
well, our next door neighbor. It was our next door neighbor's dog, and she had to give him up because she had to do other things that didn't allow dogs. So we watched him for a while, and then she decided it was going to be a permanent change, and now we have a dog.
Have you seen the different breeds of the corgis that they got?
I've seen someone was mentioning that every time you mix a corgi with another dog, it looks like another dog midget.
Yeah, like a corgi putting on the suit of another dog.
Yeah, it looks like a German Shepherd with corgi legs. So it's like a midget, little itty bitty legs.
Yeah,
midget, corgi, whatever the hell the popular term is to call them nowadays.
Yeah, they got the corgi Rottweilers too. They kind of look like a. In a way, to me,
Is
they're
that
kind
a
of
Dacian?
cool.
Is that a Dacian?
Kinda. Yeah, there's definitely some weird dog breeds now. Hell, mine's an odd one. A frickin' beagle and a frickin' coonhound. Like a beagle on stilts. And just in case you were wondering, yes, Justin, don't be looking. Got the big old hound dog.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I've seen your dog unless you get a different one.
No, it's the same one. We
Yeah, two, right?
Yeah, year before last, she, my wife's dog, the small one, Maddie, she passed away.
Was that the dog that was at the wedding?
No, that was River. that was the one that I had got. Remember back when we were in Brunswick, Keenan loaned me some money to go adopt a dog. That was the one.
What? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Beagle is skipping leg day. Oh no, she's not. Ooh, she's got the long legs of the coonhound, but she's got the body structure and markings of a beagle.
mouthy.
Yeah, she's definitely mouthy. That's for sure. What I thought I was hearing.
Yeah, like my fire if I was going.
A little odd hearing the doors in the background.
Huh?
Yeah.
Oh, you can hear it too?
Yeah, a little bit. You gotta be careful of that because we can get struck.
Yeah. Yeah, hey honey, can you turn that down just a little bit? just so Rich doesn't get a copyright thing.
I'll use the loose one and
Yeah.
it'll probably be fine on there.
Well,
Are you still here?
I think Oversteer is still here.
Well, I'm asking because I think he was asking me to show the painting I was doing off in the fan server, the David Finch fan server. And I said that's for online, but I've been showing it off online. I just didn't know if he was here. He's here. I'll show him that while he's here.
Well, to anybody who's still on this stream, if since I'm here, if there's any conspiracy theories or stuff like that you'd like to talk about or like to maybe hear about, make a comment. Let's see what you got.
We get a international audience.
The UN.
Well,
Okay, over aliens.
oh, he's talking about conspiracy theories. I don't know which UN is a conspiracy theory and not just real.
Yeah, if there's a specific one you want to hear about, I could think of quite a few on just those 4 topics.
So that means he's here. We're here in just a second. I'll show you that.
Okay. Cults. Okay. Well, I could think of a couple of them right off the top of my head. Well, let's see. There's the Branch Davidians. There's let's see. There's Jonestown. That was a rather interesting one. A second ago, I was checking out the
Overwatch things. So there's the painting that was set for the giveaway.
Oh, cool! Wow, that's a bit of a departure from the stuff that I've seen you do in the past. Sort of. I see some similarities, especially with the style, but that's
Well, it was a design that was originally planned to do it for a friend who had a band who needed a logo, and I did a logo for him, and then we talked about a cover, and I drew the basis online.
yeah.
But during the course of that time, a friend, instead of buying the logo that he asked me to make on such short notice. He presented, and he didn't even tell me or warn me, but he presented a cheaper copy of it, a quarter copy of it, done by somebody else. Which kind of made me angry. Hold on a second.
Oversteer says, title it as First Sight of Batman. Well, First Sight of a Fat Man or Fat Man?
So, originally, it was supposed to be an album cover.
I call him playing the guitar?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's Batman. Or little. Ah. Yeah, I could definitely go with that. It does kind of have that vibe to it, for sure. Does kind of almost remind me of something like an artwork for the game Fallout or something.
So, the band's name was The Wretched.
Everything all right there, Rich?
Well, the muffins didn't make it.
Oh.
The dog might be eating some muffins. Anyway, this was designed for a band cover, and that just didn't work out because they chose to not pay me for the work I did, and I decided that I was going to complete this, finish it, and as a painting, paint it online because I needed a break from doing the comic book that we've been working on, and possibly do a giveaway with this when we reach either 300 followers on YouTube or 200 followers on YouTube, or we need 3 steady people coming on and chatting on Twitch. So if I achieve either one of these, then we'll do a giveaway with this. If not, I mean, obviously it's not for auction or sale.
That's pretty cool, man. It gives me like it kind of gives me almost like a eldritch horror type idea, almost like a Fallout kind of vibe to it.
Well,
Oversteer was saying title it as The First Sight of Fat Man. Well, I commented. I said First Sight of a Fat Man, or just
I think he's talking about Fat Boy.
Yeah, that's kind of where he was going with it.
But
I kind of almost feel like it could be an advertiser or even a fan art for like the Fallout video game or even the show.
It's not. It's a character I created for somebody's band, but because when I did the drawing that I did, they were like, "Oh, it needs to be scarier." Well, wretched doesn't mean scary.
Yeah.
Wretched means people that you don't want to look at or you're disgusted by or whatever.
Yeah.
But it doesn't. It's not synonymous with scary. I mean, it could be. It's not like you can't say it wouldn't be an appropriate term, but it's not. It doesn't connote scary. That's not. It doesn't automatically make you think of scary.
Yeah.
When you think of wretched, usually it's the poor and wretched, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
like, what I did was an emaciated person. Let me see if I can find that real quick. I thought I had it right here, too. Along with this. Let's see.
Oversteer asked, "Do you guys played Black Myth Wukong?" I take it that's a video game or a game.
There's your answer right there.
Manga game. That would be no. I have not.
Yeah, I don't play games very often, and when I do, it's usually word games. My kid plays. Well, I say kid, but he's. How old is he?
It is
7.2
right now. Oh, top rated on Steam.
He would probably know what you're talking about, but yeah, I don't do the video game. The last actual video game I played was like, I don't even know, Zelda. No, it was some horror video game that came on. What was it? It was a side-scrolling game that was in black and white, and it was a horror game where like spiders came down from the roof or out of the shadows and stabbed you and shit.
Yeah.
But then I got stuck in some place where I couldn't turn, walk out of it, whatever.
No.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, I play. I do play some video games here and there. Still, I play a bit of Fallout 4. I just recently, like, I'm gonna say maybe 2 months ago now, I got myself. I got me and the family a Oculus Quest 2. So I've been trying a little bit of VR stuff. Pretty cool.
I must say, you and Brett both play more video games than I do. Like the only thing I play for a video game really these days is Wordwalk. I used to play pool, but whatever site that I used stopped doing it. So.
I've heard Oversteer. I've heard of Helldivers. I haven't actually played it yet. I keep wanting to jump on Steam and download Fallout VR, Fallout 4 in VR, but still trying to justify spending almost $100 to be able to put it on, get it onto my VR headset. Kind of, I could spend $100 on other things. Helldivers is $70. Yeah, that sounds about right for a popular video game these days.
Limbo. That's the video game that I've seen now.
You also need at least 103 gigabyte. Yeah.
That was the last game I played was Limbo.
I remember Limbo. That was interesting.
Yeah, it was like black and white, and you were walking through like shadows. And
Yeah.
More like Johnny the homicidal maniac type of a kid in black and white.
Yeah.
Walking through a nightmare land, and these spiders would come out and look you with their legs and kill you. And
Yeah. Speaking
I got stuck in one scene where like the character wouldn't move, so that was the end of that.
yeah. Yeah, I did. Speaking of Johnny the Homicidal Maniac, I did a tattoo of the rabbit there, the rabbit with his head zipped off. Did a tattoo of that probably 6-8 months ago. I was really shocked that that a younger kid came in and wanted to get a tattoo. Holy shit. I didn't think you'd know what this was.
The creator actually streams on Twitch.
Oh, really?
Johnny Vasquez, the last one or whatever.
Oh,
He did Invader Zim and Johnny the Homicidal Maniac. And he streams on Twitch and he'll do drawings, make commentary. He'll stream with other people that are Twitch streamers sometimes. Like one of my other apprentices was a huge Johnny the Homicidal Maniac fan. So I showed her.
Wasn't that James?
No,
No.
it's a her.
Oh.
Her name is Crystal.
Crystal's a fan of that? Oh.
Oh yeah, she introduced me to Invader Zen and Johnny the Homicidal Maniac.
Ah.
So I'm gonna pop over there real quick. So just a second, and I will. He's not online, but that will hook you up with the page. So if you're on YouTube, I don't know, are you just watching it on StreamYard, right?
Say that again?
I said you're just watching on StreamYard, you're not on like Twitch or...
Yeah, I'm on StreamYard.
So, in the regular comments I just shared
Yeah.
So you might want to copy that down if you want to go to Twitch and maybe follow his stream, and then if you do, then when he's on, it'll alert you.
Yeah, Oversteer, you noticed that too. I thought it was just my headset was a little wonky. Oversteer, it might be so funky.
It seems to happen at around this time, actually. Every time that I stream, it seems to happen that it gets watery for some reason.
Yeah, kind of almost. It sounds like you're trying to talk into a pool of water.
Yeah, I've heard pool water fan.
I could be a fan too.
The thing is that I have a regular mic. Like I'm speaking into my laptop mic, and I do have fans going. But I have a regular mic, a boom mic. The problem is that this mic only works some, and then all of a sudden it's doing really weird, screechy, all kinds of noises that I can't hear, but other people are, or other people can. I hope not. It's overheating. It's on a cooling fan, and I've got 2 fans blowing in this direction. Of course, it's a little warm in the kitchen because just cooking while baking didn't work out so well. But we don't make judgments because we don't think.
Yeah, Oversteer said overheating ?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the only way it will be overheating is if if it was overheating from the oven, because
Let me see.
it's on a cooling pad. My laptop is, I'm using my laptop mic, and it's on a cooling pad. And there's two fans blowing on it, one from each direction, pretty much.
There's the dingo. Hi, puppy. What you doing? Huh? What you doing, go ball? Good girl. Diddy puppies. Give her butt scratches. Diddy give her butt scratches.
Or you think that no, that is an external mic. I just showed you. I've got one, and it does some weird shit, so I don't use it because it does weird shit. And I can't hear it. Only everybody else can hear it. So I don't want it to be making loud noises and doing feedback stuff. Well, I can't tell if it is.
It's time to go out. Huh? It's time to go out. And go pee. Oh, jeez. I haven't seen a picture of that in a long time. I was just scrolling through Facebook, and all of a sudden a picture from the old TV show, The Greatest American Superhero, showed up.
The Greatest American Hero.
Yeah. Like, holy crap. I remember that.
Yeah, you have Amazon Prime?
Yeah.
They have it on there now.
Oh, really?
Yep. Occasionally, I like to tease my kids with that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
it always backfires.
That
like,
is
they always like it. I played it because I know it's cheesy as shit, and I want to bug them. But it always backfires because they always end up liking it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I used to watch this as a young man, Tales of the Golden Monkey. Alright, man, thanks for stopping in. I don't think I'm very long for it either. It's 11, and usually that's quitting time. But I want to throw a couple edges down on this. So yeah, like I used to watch Tales of the Golden Monkey, and I got that because it's super cheesy effects. Same thing with Buck Rogers. And I got the Buck Rogers, and they got addicted to watching Buck Rogers, and made me regret getting it because like, they're watching it all the time. And I'm like, it was the cheesy shit then. It's super cheesy 80s shit, and they loved it.
Yeah. All right, Oversteer. Have a good one.
Oversteer's in a different country, and he's getting ready to go to school.
Yeah, that would explain how to get started for the day.
Yep. That's what I said. We have an international audience. Like, not everyone that shows up is from a different country, but because I'm live on David Pence fan server, a lot of those people will stop in here
Yeah.
which is where both Oversteer and Digital Tantrum originally came from. So you never know if you're talking to someone from Saudi Arabia, or I think Oversteers, and I want to say like the Island region, but I could be wrong. I probably am, because my memory is just cheese when it comes to that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And because we have an audience that is international, I never really know for sure if that's who I'm thinking of, or it was somebody else that was visiting with me there. We had an Australian one that came in once in a while. I'm gonna guess that politics drove her away. It's really hard, because as a person, I just personally hate politics anyway, because it divides people up so much. But like, if you don't talk about the real issues, you're not going to hear about the real issues, because the mainstream don't want to actually present the real issues. So that puts us in a spot where people may not want to watch us because of what we're talking about, but if we don't talk about it, nobody will, you know?
Yeah.
And I just don't approve of that. I don't approve of keeping something hidden.
No.
You don't want somebody else to see it, or somebody else to know it.
Yeah. Yeah. The truth of any given subject shouldn't be gatekeeped. It shouldn't have to do with gatekeeping at all.
Right.
You know?
And
the free exchange of information and logical and polite discourse, should be that's how we should be. We should be able to freely agree to disagree on whatever we choose to disagree on.
I agree. But we know that there are certain contingents of people that don't like people to have the free speech that they should. It sucks, but if we don't mention it and we don't cover that subject at all, then we know that nobody else is going to cover it,
Yeah, exactly.
So, I don't want to all the time, but I just know that some of it just gets swept under the table, and I get tired of seeing it.
Yeah.
And that's what I was going to say, is like, obviously anyone that's been listening for any amount of time knows that me and Brett lean to the right. But that doesn't mean that we discredit anyone for, thinking something outside of our box, because that's not true. And neither one of us are just 100% Republican or whatever, right? I would like to think that I'm more libertarian, although I have Christian values.
Yeah.
That's what probably stops me from being 100% libertarian, because I do have Christian values. But that said, the truth is the truth, no matter whether it's presented by someone who has a different political belief than you, or whether it's presented by someone that's speaking the same political language that you are. It's still the truth. It's no less the truth if somebody else doesn't like it.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, we do lose viewers over it. Yeah. And whatever, I mean, if that happens, it happens. I can't control that, but I'm not going to pretend to be something I'm not because of it either. So, I mean, you get to a point where you have to make that distinction, what's me and what's expected of me. I don't necessarily play to what's expected of me.
Yeah.
And I know what's the wiser choice at the moment and overall. And that's the thing, really, right there. It's the overall wisest decision. Not, I don't want somebody to win. I'm not voting against somebody.
Yeah.
That is the real trick, is that I'm not voting against somebody. I'm voting for somebody's policy.
Yeah.
So I'm not even. You don't even have to like the guy, right? You just have to like what he's gonna do. That's it.
Yeah.
Like, right? I don't necessarily like Trump, but what I do like is having some economical relaxation. You know, I don't want to always be worried about whether or not taxes are going to kill me or gas is going to be $500 a fill a tank.
Yeah.
Look at the price of steak during this last term. When Biden was elected, the price of steak went almost triple.
Yeah. Pretty much.
And I don't eat steak, but that's just steak.
Yeah.
And it's not that I want the price of steak to change. It's the fact that if steak is that price, you know.
Yeah.
And then you start looking around and going, why is everything so crazy?
Yeah.
The prices are crazy. The housing is crazy. Electricity, rent, everything's fucking nuts. Well,
Yeah.
so you don't have to really be a genius. And definitely you don't have to be an economical whiz kid to realize what changed.
Yeah.
So I'd rather, you hear the saying all the time, I'd rather have mean tweets. But in reality, who the fuck cares? I don't even think this is a conspiracy theory. I don't even think that Trump tweeted half the shit that he tweeted. I think he had people set up to piss people off.
I would kind of feel like you're right about that, especially like shit when he was the president. Like,
yeah,
I kind of feel like the man had way more important things to do than actually be personally.
There it is, right there. That is my exact thinking. Is that how the fuck did he have time to do all the stuff that he did? Even if you think he's golfing all the time. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. It just, something about that just doesn't seem right to me.
It doesn't, right? It just doesn't work.
Yeah.
But people believe what they want to believe.
Yeah. That
is the sad fact, actually, is that more people believe what they want to believe than what the evidence tells them. And it's okay because they don't like the person that they are, being judgmental about.
Yeah.
The problem is it's going to be okay until it's them. But when they set a precedent, it's going to be them eventually.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think very shortly. Yeah, I think I'm gonna call this. This was more just a joke thing for Brett, and I'll finish it up next stream. That way, I have something to do. We have something to talk about. If you want to talk for a minute after the stream, I'm gonna end this and we'll talk there. I think we've got one viewer, but I don't know. I don't even know how that works. But sometimes the viewers talk. Sometimes they don't. All the people that we had talking today
Right.
amounted to one person talking on Twitch. Well, besides me, but one person talking on Twitch, and then everybody else talking on YouTube.
Yeah.
But I need talkers on Twitch so that I can, reach the stages that they want me to reach. But yeah, I'm gonna end it for now. And so I'm gonna say thanks to everybody that did watch, thanks to everyone that liked, subscribed, followed, and good night. God bless. Much love. Oh, Allison, now she's showing up. Not able to make it last stream. Oh, okay, well, since you weren't able to make it last stream, I'll take one more minute to show you the painting I finished. She was watching me do this week. So,
Check that out.
there you go, Allison. I don't know, I guess you let me know the times that's better for you. I mean, we usually start at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time in the U.S. and right around 11. So we're actually here half hour later than we normally here. Brett had to leave early. He wasn't here last stream at all because he was ill and incapacitated. This is Chad with me here.
How's it going?
Chad was one of my tattoo apprentices. But now, well, I guess now he could apprentice if he wanted to.
If I wanted to,
Somebody. Yeah.
I considered apprenticing Colin. He seems to be a little bit more interested in body piercing, but I can train him to do that too.
Well, I would say go with his interest because they rebel when they don't want to be trained by you and your family.
Yeah.
That and, like I try to teach my kids too, and they're really more into drawing than a lot of other ones. But,
Yeah.
Alright, well, my name is Steve House, and I hope you enjoyed seeing that. That was just for you last week. Good night.